Hey interwebs, it's Jackie K. Welcome to my solo raid challenge. Oh good, this one didn't freeze up. I'll admit, this is the second time I did this raid because I am currently on safety mode with my phone because I ran out of data and it was so close to when it refreshed that it didn't want to buy more data. So first time I did this, I got stuck on that black screen for a really long time. But then I found a Wi-Fi network and just connected to that real quick. And it did the job well enough to at least get this raid done. So as you can see, I am trying... My initial attempt was to try to solo the Salbeye with my Gardevoir. Oh, however, I underestimated the way super effective and not very effective works in Pokemon Go, because I'm pretty sure, in a normal situation, there is no immunity, so Dark would only resist, not be immune to psychic types. And oh, the more I think about it though, I was for some reason thinking that Psychic was super effective against Ghosts or something dumb like that. But yeah, it still would do not very effective damage, therefore there's a slight chance that maybe I could have soloed this with my Granbull, but considering that I overestimated the abilities of my Gardevoir, especially without a very quick move. That's what it boils down to. But I mean, I guess taking it down with two Pokemon ain't bad either. But considering that Sableye is tier 2, I guess it's not that great. The amazing thing about... Oh, I can't believe I almost forgot. The amazing thing about this is that it's an 843 CP Sableye. The raid battle itself wasn't too impressive, but after the fact, I actually went and checked. This is a perfect IV Sableye. So I actually got a perfect Sableye from a random raid, and it's one that I pretty much did during Cresselia raid because I didn't have enough people to raid with. To be fair, I could have gone out further. I'm sure I could find enough people to raid with if I went far enough into town to actually do it, but I wanted to just stick really close to home, and there just wasn't enough people to raid for the Cresselias that close to home. Everyone that I would normally raid with in that community was busy with other things. But it's fine, because I got 2 shiny Cresselias already, so I can't really complain. And it allows me to save my raid passes for Raikou and Kyogre when they come up in the future. So that's about it for me in this raid video. I do have a bit of a game and chill to share with you all as well though, so stay tuned for that. Ouch, I also realized that today's already Thursday when I'm recording the commentary, so this probably won't get out on Friday anyways. It'll probably be more like a Saturday or Sunday video, which is fine because normally I don't upload on the weekend. So apologies for the little late Pokemon Go thing. Speaking of which, since I never actually said in a video, I made a blog post on my site about plans with uploads in the future. Long story short, I want to give myself a little bit of a break before the next LP, because I got a lot of work to do with Con Bravo. So I decided to approach that by bringing back Jackie K Tries. However, there is going to be a week hiatus on the channel before then, but following that week, you can expect to see a Jackie K Tries every Wednesday, and Game and Chills to fill the slots in between. I'm still going to be trying to stick to doing Pokemon Go in podcast form every other Monday, with Game and Chill filling those other Mondays. And it'd be nice if I could keep up with Pokemon Go content every Friday, but we'll have to see what I have recorded. Because if you haven't noticed, I am slowly trying to wean out vlogging from the channel, because honestly, it gets harder and harder to justify taking the time to edit it. I don't mind filming the gameplay I do in Pokemon Go, but it's the editing where I really fall behind. I still have stuff from years ago waiting to be edited, just sitting on a hard drive. And I honestly don't blame people for not being more interested in my vlogs, because between just being camera shy and just growing up in a gaming community that didn't glorify doing face cam commentaries, it's just, I don't feel comfortable in my style to actually film me and the world around me, which I know is what most people look forward to with a vlog style video. So I think instead of trying to force something that no one's really interested in, that I can make even better content if I focus that time into things that I'm interested in doing. I'm still very vividly into Pokemon Go, so I will be trying to incorporate it into the channel as much as I can. That's kind of why I want to put more focus on the podcasting. But I got other ideas of how to implement it as well. Hopefully if I can keep up with PvP, I can at least promise you guys battles within the whole Sylph League meta. So those would be interesting to watch. My goal is to try to do a tournament every other month, so there's at least that. But who knows, I might sneak some other types of battling onto the channel as well. We'll just have to see. Man, I got off on a tangent there. Point being though, week off for content. Jackie K comes back every Wednesday following that, until my next project is ready. Monday will be alternating slot for the podcast, with Game and Chill filling the other alternating slot for that day. And the goal is to have Friday be the Pokemon Go content. I just haven't finalized what particular Pokemon Go content it's going to be. And I do plan on using Game and Chill to fill out weeks that I just can't come up with an idea for a video. Speaking of Game and Chill though, I completely forgot that I have a whole bunch of footage just talking about things while I'm catching Meltan in Pokemon Go. So I think I'm going to just swap over to that now, because otherwise I'll just be rambling and there's no gameplay when I could easily provide some gameplay for you guys. So I hope you enjoy that. Hey, interwebs, it's Jackie. I thought that was like an old form Meltan for a second there, just because the tree in the background kind of made it look like it had an X over its nut. I guess that's one perk of doing these sorts of things live, even though it would be a lot easier to just spiel out my thoughts if it was in post-commentative form, and then also be able to record more often too, just for little particular moments like this. As for what I'm talking about, this is Game and Chill, where I just game and chill. I didn't think I would have time to actually make a real Pokemon Go video for this week, so I decided to combine a soul raid I did. I was hoping to do Soul that Sableye with just one Pokemon, but unfortunately I had to use two. Funny enough, I think if I let off with the Gramble, then it would have been just fine. I had didn't really have too much better to do with that Meltan box anyways, because I've got my Meltan. I'm just saving up the candies for maybe evolving in shiny Meltan in the future. PvP, stuff like that. As you may be able to tell, I actually cleaned out my box quite a bit not too long ago. Normally I at least hang around the 1100, 1200, and got under the 1100 at least. I do want to strive for more, but I get the feeling that I'm not going to do a lot of it until Pokemon Bank comes, or Pokemon Home comes out. Because the big problem with trying to clear my box is not only do I try to keep raid meta Pokemon, PvP meta Pokemon, but I also try to keep sentimental Pokemon. And granted, I have tried to transfer as many of the sentimental Pokemon as I can to Pokemon Let's Go, have them hanging around the Gold Park. But it doesn't always work out that way. Gen 2 and up, can't really do too much with. It's part of the reason I'm so excited about Pokemon Home. And while there has been news about Sword and Shield that it's a little bit discouraging, it also gives me hope with Pokemon Home. Just in the fact that it gives me hope that we'll actually be able to do more with it coming up. Or should I say that I'll save more information. This is going to be a little bit of a toughie. I know I didn't catch this Wooper anywhere close to home, so this should be dock safe. You know how when you scroll down you actually see where you caught the Pokemon based on your actual real world location where you caught it and the date you caught it in. It resulted in me putting sentimental memories to certain Pokemon. The first Meowth, there was a Meowth that I just caught in the Florida airport on my way to Universal, and I nicknamed it Head Pain or Head Explosion, because that flight didn't go very well, but it made for a funny name. I don't know if I actually have that Meowth still, or if it was part of the play. If this wasn't me, it might have just ended up in my Let's Go game, best case scenario. Because, yeah, I would have definitely noticed it by now. And gotten rid of it to clear my box space if it was the case. And then there's the unfortunate fact that I'm also a shiny horde. So even in Community Day, where you can get a lot of shiny Pokemon if you play for the time period, I take a little bit of too much stride and pride in catching every single shiny Pokemon. So that just leads to temptation to. Well, I thought that might possibly be a 0 IV one. That would be amusing. As I was saying, like, I take too much pride in hoarding my shinies. So I've been working on trying to, like, clear them out. Like, pretty sure I've at least transferred as many of the Kanto Gen 1 shinies over as I can. But I think what will help if I just make a quick video. Since this is going up on YouTube, just make a quick video skimming through all the shinies that I've got. That way I have some sort of physical record of them. Like that Cubone that I caught before the whole Cubone shiny Palm combo. That one that evolved into a Marowak right before I caught this little guy here. He's in Let's Go. A good chunk of my Charmanders and shiny Squirtles and shiny Bulbasaurs are all in Let's Go. Got these 2 Laprases here that, I don't know, like, I want to find the one that's better for PvP and keep that. Pretty sure quite a few of my Eevees and the Evolve forms. I had to trade for Flareon actually, and I know that is over on good old Let's Go. I transferred that one over just today. For those of you that haven't been following the Sword and Shield news, it was announced in an interview that not all Pokemon are going to be transferable into Pokemon Sword and Shield. And that's honestly a conversation topic for another day. I've been on and off about it on Twitter as is, so I'm not going to bring it in here for now. If I am going to bring it up on YouTube, that's going to get its own video. But one thing I do want to bring up in relation to it is just the fact that since they apparently aren't going to be trying to implement every Pokemon into the game, it kind of gives me high hopes that things that I think that they would normally like get away, like these specific locations of where I caught certain shinies and that I think would normally just be like saturated in order to just keep it consistent, because let's be real, like a real world Pokemon location wouldn't necessarily be relevant for the main series Pokemon games, so you could probably save some data, baggage data I'll call it, by just not including that when you transfer a Pokemon from Go to Home. But since they seem to be content with not having every single Pokemon in every single Pokemon game, it gives me hopes that they'll be more inclined to keep little information like that, because that's how I get like sentimental memories associated with Pokemon. Because like I'll have like my first Florida Pokemon, I'll have like this shiny that I caught while I was in Universal Studio versus the shiny I just randomly caught during the fighting event when I could have caught any other shiny for a new shiny Pokemon. All the cast forms I caught in past weeks, little stuff like that. So I'm hoping that if at the very least they're not going to be doing what we're used to and having every single Pokemon not catchable in the games. I would never ask that, but just like usable. That they would at least, that somehow that would allow me to have more opportunities to have more information that's like context sensitive to the game that you transferred from. That's like the one downside, but also upside of Let's Go. Like the upside of keeping a Pokemon in the Go Park versus catching it out of the Go Park and actually using it, because the Go Park actually keeps that sort of sentimental information. Now, because when I heard a rumble as I was catching that Meltan, so I could have sworn that that was a new Meltan, but I don't think I've seen it show up quite yet. Yeah, I don't know why, but I had a feeling like going into my field research there would refresh the game, because I know how this works because I've done it before. But I just had a feeling that refreshing the game that particular way would make the Meltan appear. I was on a tangent about something, wasn't I? Oh yeah, like Let's Go. I love how the Let's Go has that information. Like, if you got a transfer from a friend, it'll even keep the trainer name of the Pokemon, of the trainer that Pokemon Go trainer, I should say, that transferred it over to you. And one downside about doing it this particular way is that it's going to make it a little bit more tricky to remember where I left off. But at least I know by the time I end this video that I will have every single shiny that I caught that I haven't already transferred or traded from June 13th, 2019, recorded in some shape or form, preserved in some sort of way. So that will make transferring shiny Pokemon a lot easier. Because I'd love to just transfer every single one of my shinies, or hold on to it until I get Let's Go, or the Pokemon Home. But as you can see, with the fact that I have over 1,000 Pokemon in this bag storage, I don't think I can really afford to do that. There's definitely a lot of things I could transfer away. Definitely have a lot of redundant things even for raiding or PvP. But I don't know, there's like any Pokemon that I would use for any bit of battling, even for a one-off thing like a solo range challenge. Like, let's say, taking on this Donphan would be easy enough to do. Say there's a Donphan raid and I'm trying to solo it. Of course I could just bring in all my Kyogres to take it out, but it'd be more fun to use Gyarados. But if I get so used to using Gyarados to take it out, maybe I want to use a Pokemon that's even less meta relevant, like Vaporeon. That's the biggest reason why I've been hoarding Vaporeons for so freaking long. Which I could probably show you once I make sure that I've actually skimmed through all my shiny Pokemon. Because that's the number one goal of this video, to have all my shinies preserved in some shape or form. And I got the Gen 3s here. Then there's that good old Gorbis. The good old shiny Clamperls, which took me like 3-4 evolutions to finally get the Huntail. All these Bagons, which I probably got. Could probably transfer them, but it also might be good to just save them for special traits when we got nothing better to do. Maybe my training partner got nothing better to do. That way we could actually get that. Like, burn a special trait on that and just hope for a lucky. Oh yeah, like, I don't think I ever mentioned the fact that I got 2 shiny Cresselias. Like, this Friday before, the funny thing was just how close they were. The Friday before Slack Off Community Day, I caught that first lower CP Cresselia. And then on Community Day, I caught the second one. I'm sorry, I just realized as I was finishing up that story that, of course, I brought it up on the Pokemon Go podcast. That one was all about Slack Off Community Day. But there's a lot of, it just adds back to my point of like, it's so easy for me to have like sentimental value to any Pokemon I catch. And I just can't wait for Pokemon Home to come out so I can have some way to preserve them. And save my Pokemon box storage for like things that I've actually used battling for. I think there's only a couple exceptions of things that I would want to keep on here, even if I never battle with, no matter what. This ball was sore, because it's my starter. Caught it, very first thing I caught in the game. And then this Weedle. Which I honestly just keep sentimental value because it's pretty much been my walking buddy for so often. Or when I just need a filler for a good chunk of time. Maybe I can talk about buddy Pokemon in another episode though. Because I think I talked about everything I needed to. I got my shinies preserved on here. It's going to be a bit of a shorter one, but I guess with that raid battle on top of it, it won't be too bad. Plus, I want to take some time to actually do some drawings in Fire Emblem Heroes. That freaking... I haven't done anything with that game in so long. And one of my favorite characters from the Fire Emblem series recently got released in that game, and like it's gonna be so hard to decide between spending my orb summoning her, or trying to go through. I forget if they're bridal or there's some sort. Oh yeah, they're bridal snowflake. I was trying to get her too, but now I have to decide whether I should focus my orbs on now or her. But you'll find out, because one of the future gaming shows will definitely be me trying to get both of them in some way or form. Take care.